How was George Hackenschmidt running and jumping over chairs in his mid-80s? This was before modern weight machines or supplements or stem cells. Well, he was tough as nails with a wrestling record of almost 2,000 wins and 5 losses. But the only significant difference I could find between his regimen and what is now called exercise science is an exercise he invented. Squat racks didn't exist yet, so to challenge his legs, he would hold weight behind his back and control all the way down on his toes. This is something that would have been shot down by exercise science because of the now proven mistake of mandating no knee over toes. It's actually incredibly simple. When people squatted freely, they found more pressure on the knee over the toes. When they restricted the knee, they found more pressure on the back. Neither of these positions was found to be bad, and both of those findings are common sense. So there was a complete misunderstanding on the subjects of pressure and how bodies adapt, and now we have to rebuild systems and explain them from scratch, because even the hack squat machine named after George was designed to avoid the position that he was in. Fortunately, my philosophy boils down to simply balanced ability at the pain-free level. So if someone wants to be able to run or jump for a long time, which are forward, high, and fast activities, my best advice is to also train backward, slow, and low, and become a master of gradient scales so you can always train at your pain-free level. Now I'm going to show you the regressions I used, because when I was trying to fix my knees, I did not just put a ball behind my back and shove my knees over my toes. That would have been too painful. First thing that really started working for me, either on a treadmill that's not turned on or a sled, was focusing on steps I could take backward that didn't hurt, and then gradually working harder and harder. So I would go like 5 minutes straight, or I would go 100 yards straight with the sled. Now, as time went of that and being like, wow, this is really effective, got my knees off painkillers, well, gradually over time, my routines now, I'm doing either forward, then get that quad burn, then take a break, or I'm doing the same thing with the sled. So you can drag a sled backward, you can also push it forward. So if I'm in the gym here, this is great. You've got turf, you can get in, you can work hard forward, and you can work hard backward. Treadmills not turned on, or resisted treadmills work well from home. Now in terms of deep squatting, my left knee has a partially artificial kneecap. I wasn't expecting it to ever feel good in deep squatting. What felt good for me was working one side at a time. Assistance. I was at a CrossFit gym when I was working on this one, so it was like I'd have to use stackable boxes. So I'd be like using the box and gradually, so I'm trying to get into a squat pattern, pain-free on that side. Over time, as you go lower, you now have more challenge of the strength and the flexibility, but you can elevate it. So elevated, assisted, you can gradually work down. Now I go back foot elevated, and now I do a balance of split squats, and similar to that position Hack was in, I elevate the heels a bit, so like the balls of the feet are pressing, and I do loaded squats like this. So if we look back, okay, backward really helped me, but forward's amazing too, forward and backward. Those are high leg positions. If you look at my legs on the sled, these are high leg positions here compared to the squats. This is a very different position than this. They're both good. This is really high athletic leg position. Another note is this really strengthens the feet and the lower legs. So I think I'm getting a lot of that hack effect. However, I've also been doing a lot of calf raises and then tibialis raises for the other side. So like when in doubt, why not have some extra ability below your knee? I'll never know how much of a difference each ingredient made because I was always winding up with a more balanced program. So where are we at now? Forward and backward, high positions and low positions, squats and split squats, upper legs and lower legs, and not just the front of the knee, but this is all back of the knee right there. Stronger there equals more resistance to the knee being pried apart. A lot of people, physiotherapists, I believe one of my mentors, Charles Poliquin, I met him one time. Other of my friends met him more. Apparently he would say that this ability to resist there is like a second ACL when that ACL is getting pulled. But all this is common sense. Quads, hamstrings, calf, and tibialis, high positions and low positions. So all of this, I was trying to just get my knees out of pain and play basketball. I was not expecting then to be able to dunk, but this turned into performance enhancement. Definitely wasn't expecting going into my 20s having never dunked to now be 33 and be going, I'm dunking easier than ever. I think I might dunk easier at 40. At some point, the aging, the bones will lose some mass. Like, we ain't gonna live forever, but it's really totally made me rethink this. And then you see stories like Hack, and then now I'm experienced, I'm going, wow, I see how he jumped till he was 85. Finishing touch, we'll go over to the low cable. I wish I didn't have to show you this one. It's kind of frustrating because I haven't felt anything that feels exactly like this, but this was the one I did most because as I'm building these different leg muscles, getting more powerful, able to dunk, I realized I wanted to get stronger in the muscles that pick up my legs. This improved my top end speed. I got 110 pounds here, and so I'm able to resist a reverse squatting motion. So you have your ability to put force into the ground, but what about the ability to then pick those legs up? Now there's a lot of ways you can train this. 20 reppers on the cable, trying to get stronger. This was my go-to because of being a dad for 4.5 years now. I've done a lot of training from home. So I've done a lot of just work on L-sit. And you can scale this by just starting there, gradually straightening. Really gets into those hip flexors. So you're getting the muscles that pick your legs up. And another option, hanging ab straps and trying to get my knees to my elbows. I found that 20 reps here would give me a good workout. If 20 is easy, go slower, squeeze harder. Now, some people say, aren't you worried about the hip flexors stiffening up? But because of that ATG split squat, we're also getting a balance of that flexibility. So, yeah. So I know from doing it, if I can casually do a splits in a video, I don't have poor hip flexibility. Hey, buddy. You going around?
Yeah, I was spinning them around.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice.
And this balance concept pays off for me a ton because I only exercise 3 days a week for about an hour. I need it to be so simple. I need to make my body resilient where then I have to run in there, be with the kids, be able to do my workout. So that's how I apply all this. The last thing I'll say is that while I think that balanced ability at the pain-free level is the closest thing we have to a natural law on exercise for athletic longevity, how you apply it, that's an art. So for Hack, he was holding weights behind his back. I'm getting similar effects, but in a different way. So my methods are not absolutes. This is how I apply these concepts. Appreciate everyone who watches and shares this stuff. We make this equipment for people who want to get it. We have the lowest price that I've seen where you can see all the programs that I do, all the programs that I coach, and then you can send in as many questions as you want. You can send in your own form videos. We had to build our own app from scratch with an original online member to make it user-friendly to film in, to send in form videos. It's very time-consuming. It takes a lot of work. So I haven't seen anyone match our price for that or match such a user-friendly app to be able to master your forms in this stuff. And if you look around the gym now, there's other coaches. Coaches visit our headquarters here. Hi, Sapphire. Coaches visit our headquarters here, but there are 100 coaches around the world now that we've certified. So that is the third link. There might even be a coach near you now. Thank you so much for making you, the people on social media. You guys have made all this possible. Thank you.